Uh-oh. Shalom. I inadvertently hit a button. Well, let me go on and get started. Let me see here. Let me do a sound check. Inadvertently hit a button. Or maybe. Check. Check. All right. Okay. Hold on. Shalom. Okay. All right. Let me go on and get started. I hit a button by mistake, but nevertheless. Now, there's a reason why I call it White Christmas. Matter of fact, let me get on into it. The Klan, December 24th, 1865. St. Nick, one of the popes that started out the transatlantic slave trade. Slavery. There's a reason why you see white people in black dressed up as blackface that you see on the screen right there. Oh, there's soot coming down the chimney. So how come their clothes didn't get soot on them? Huh? How come Stank Nick ain't get no soot on him? But anyway, I do this so you don't have to participate in the mockery. Shalom, Brenda Hill, and everybody else. That's why I do this. It ain't really for them. If you don't celebrate your mockery while making them rich. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Let me get on into my presentation. All right. Let's see here. The truth about. Let me see. Let me go the other way. All right, now. Let me see. Can y'all see that? The Confederate, the Christmas Civil War, tree Civil War style. It's gonna get a little deeper in a minute. That's why you got the demons and stuff up there. The demons. All right. Now, I stumbled across this. I was looking for some images from a thumbnail, and you know, I knew the Klan got started around 1865 on December 24th. So I was looking for some images and stumbled across this, and this is what I found. A Confederate Christmas tree refers to the adoption of the Christmas tree tradition by people in the South, including soldiers and families during the Civil War. People that wanted to keep us enslaved, they want to kill us all. All right? But anyway, now, German roots. The Christmas tree tradition itself comes from Germany, where devout Christians decorated trees in their home by the 16th century, a practice brought to America by immigrants. Okay, y'all see that Jeremiah 10 up there in that corner? That's a Christmas tree burning. If you can't make it out, let's go to Jeremiah 10. What's thus says the word? How about that? All right, let me see here. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna go back to that Bible verse later. Y'all keep this in mind. What communion does light have with darkness? You understand? Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship does righteousness have with unrighteousness? And what communion has light with darkness? Now let's go to Jeremiah 10. Let me see here. Jeremiah 10. And let's go 1 through 4. Hear ye the word of Yahweh. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs, the traditions, the paganism, the demons of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the workmen's of the hand of the workman with the axe. And they decorate it with silver and with gold, and they fasten it down so it don't fall over with nails and with hammer that it move not. Okay? Yeah, they had a palm tree, but that's because they was in the desert. But nevertheless, it's still the way of the heathen. How you know it's the way of the heathen? Just stay tuned. Let's stay tuned. Matter of fact, let me share this with you. I got this because I know it's 2010. They got a 2025. They keeping it going. What communion does light have with darkness? What communion? Pick one. Pick one, okay? If you're gonna roll with Satan, roll with him. You're gonna roll with the Most High, then cast that paganism to the side. Pick one. You're gonna run out of time, and the Most High gonna pick. Well, you're already picking anyway, because you're doing one more than the other. You're either feeding the flesh more than the spirit, or you feeding the spirit and stamping out the flesh. But you're making a choice. Here we go. These are the same people that's gone all over the earth, stealing, killing, and destroying. Same people. Learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen. If you ain't a heathen, then why are you offended? Now, I'm going to pause right here. Bible verse popped into my head. I think it's Matthew 25. I think it's Matthew 25 and 33. Matthew 25, 33. See, you don't want to pick one. They're gonna be a day of reckoning. The angel's gonna separate. He's gonna separate the sheep from the goat. Y'all see the Messiah. He's giving the rundown. All right, let me see up here. This is the last days, family. Okay? Let me see. Boy, it's some meat up here. Hold on. Okay. All right, now let's go right here, 31. Matthew 25, starting at 31. When the Son of Man, the Messiah, Mashiach, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations. I don't know why people think these Western nations is doing the Most High's will. Because the Bible said everything on earth going to be destroyed. Ain't no nation doing the will of the Most High as a whole. Okay? All right. So if you actually think that God is y'all call him, just love your country. I don't know what else to tell you. Crack this book open and study. Reading ain't gonna do it. You're gonna have to study. All right. Then shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. He's separating, as a shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. He shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. He gonna set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. If it act like a goat, if it kill like a goat, then it must be a goat. They want to dress up like a goat. Yeah. It's gonna be bad on the day of judgment. It's gonna be bad for y'all. Y'all go on ahead with that. Go on ahead. This a whole demon. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. This a whole demon. A whole fallen angel. Let me look at some of y'all comments. I mean, hey, do what you want to do, but don't act like the Most High sent this for y'all. That's why I come in. That's what we got a problem at. You confusing the people. The Most High said, come out and be separate. If you don't, in the end, he gonna separate the sheep from the goat, the light from the darkness, the good from the bad. If that's what you like, if you like devils and demons, then go head on with that. Don't care nobody else to hell with you. You understand? That's the problem I got. Okay? Now, let me see here. A whole demon. And he got blood on it. They went all over the earth, stealing, killing, and destroying. If it looked like a goat, if it sound like a goat, it live like a goat, then it must be a goat. I think y'all get the picture. Let me move on. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Eliyahu. Hey, let me put the link in there. I give you the option. Let me put the link in there. Let me see here. Put the link in the chat. And anybody else, they want to say something at the end of the video. The reason why I say that, because I don't want to get too distracted. Put the link in the chat. Yeah, it might be ketchup, but he got it on there, Sister Brenda, because he trying to look the part. Yeah, it probably is ketchup. You know, but there's a segment of men that's going around shooting up people. You understand? They are prone for serial killings and all this and that. But all right. Shalom, Shabbat shalom, everybody. It's probably sundown. Shabbat shalom. All right, now. Let me see here. All right. Now, there's another saint I got off track. That's why I put the link in if anybody want to come up and say something at the end. All right, so I don't get sidetracked. I got sidetracked then. All right. The first Santa Claus. The first Santa Claus was so-called Saint Nick. Okay, I don't know. But he's dressed, the first one is dressed one way. He looked like a, and then I seen reports that the original was a black man. I don't doubt. What's going on here? Hold on. I'm looking at my screen. All right. Let me share it again. Hold on. This is what I was sharing. Okay. See, can y'all see that? All right. All right. All right. But this guy, yeah, I haven't really studied on him because it you know, that's a whole nother lesson. But he looked like, well, it looked like he putting the child in the bag. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it alone. But yeah, but this ain't who they. This look. I'm gonna read the specificity, the description of the so-called original Santa Claus. Saint Nicholas, a 4th century Greek bishop, the colonizer in modern day Turkey. All right, famous for secret gift giving, and ain't nothing wrong with giving gifts and stuff. Okay. Especially to children, okay. Evolving from the Dutch Santa Claus. Look at the sin. I'm just seeing. I don't know why I spelled like that. Remember, English is a language full of spells. Santa Claus. Tradition into the American figure for his jolly gift-bearing image. Okay. All right. That's who they said. Okay, well, okay, where is the Krampus devil at? You understand what I'm saying? Where is the Krampus demon? How did now look, when you get over here, you see the Catholic hat right here. See the Catholic hat. We're gonna get into that in a minute. This is the one they're talking about. He got a devil right there. He got chains on him. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me go on and get into this paper bull. All right, now. Here's a so-called image of Pope Nicholas. And here go your Saint Nick right here. Here go your Saint Nick. He got the triple crown on. That's another lesson. That's a tiara. That's 3 crowns. Okay, but that's a whole nother lesson. All right, now let me get over here. Let me see here. It says Saint Nicholas, the historical figure, Bishop of Myra, didn't issue papal bulls. We know. Pope named Nicholas, particularly Pope Nicholas V, from 1477 to 1455, issued significant bulls like Dom Diversus, 1452, Romanus Pontifex, 1455, that authorized paying to conquer non-Christian lands and enslave people. Okay, keep that in mind. So in order for them to conquer, that this tells you that the people that they was conquering was black folks. They come from Spain and Portugal, and then they went down into Africa. All right, forming a basis for European colonism and the doctrine of discovery. Now, what they said Columbus did, y'all, he discovered. Let me look at it. He discovered America. That's what he said, right? That's what he said. He discovered. Let me go up to the White House and discover the White House and tell them they got to go. We're gonna get some good government up in here and see how they work out. I'll be dead before I get there. But nevertheless, all right. Dom Diversus, this Saint Nicholas created laws for slavery. That's what he done. You can read up on it if you want to. He created laws for slavery. All right, you see over here? Let me see here. Pope Nicholas and Portuguese slave trade. Here you go, right here. All right. I ain't gonna go down this rabbit hole, but I'm just showing you. Oh, y'all can't see that. Showing you ways you can go. All right. Now, how many of y'all? I'm gonna look in the chat right quick. I'm gonna look in the chat right quick. How many of y'all knew slavery was illegal in the U.S.? Or how many of y'all knew slavery used to be illegal? Let me get a 1 in the chat if you knew that, and a 0 if you didn't know, or a 2. A 1 if you knew slavery used to be illegal. I'll wait. Okay. Okay, Sister Brenda Hill. Okay. Yeah. It's a darn shame I learned this probably about 10 years ago. Darn shame. All right. Ain't y'all tired of going in debt? I don't know where, those of you that celebrate Christmas. Ain't y'all tired of the pressure to go into debt? Huh? Spending money you ain't got? See, free people don't need oppressors to tell them when to give. Free people, free thinking people don't need nobody to tell them, oh, it's the 25th. You got to give this day. You got all year to do that. At liberty, and it don't put you in no financial bind. All right. Let's get on into it then. All right. Now, in 1647, Parliament passed an ordinance which resulted in the complete abolition of Christmas celebration. Some of y'all might be wondering why they was abolishing Christmas. Some of y'all might be wondering. If you wondered, here's something to say la on. Okay. That go your Pope right there. There you go. And there go the devils. Wherever the Catholics go, the devils is right there behind them. Stealing, killing, destroying, taking advantage of little kids. Always some child abuse scandal going on with them. I'm just keeping it real. All right, now. All right. That said, let me see. That said, the feast of the Nativity of Christ, Easter, I don't know what that is. Whitsuntide and all other festival days, commonly called holy days, be no longer observed within the Kingdom of England. But okay, y'all can double check that. Y'all can double check it. Just type that in. You can double check that. Okay. 1647. Let me go back. It was banned in the United. It was banned here too. See. This was over here. Yeah, it was illegal over here too. The observation of Christmas have been deemed a sacrilege. The exchanging of gifts and greetings, dressing in fine clothing, can't read the similar satanic practices are hereby forbidden. I couldn't read all. That's old English. That's old English. But yeah. See that? All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let me see anybody. All right. I was just checking the chat. All right. All right, now, after the paper bulls, which countries were the first to participate in slavery? Y'all see that up there at the top? Okay. Portugal became the first nation to spearhead the large-scale transatlantic world war in the 15th century. That's about the 1400s. 15th century is the 1400s. Right after Nicholas started putting these out, the 1400. Look, 1400, 1452. See that? 1450s. That's the 15th century. See that? So old Saint Nick, or should you call him Satan Nick? Old Satan Nick created laws for slavery. Let me close some of these tabs out. Hold on, y'all. I closed one by accident. Hold on. All right. Got it back. All right, now. And Spain and Portugal didn't waste no time. Saints, you see that? Well, let's skip on down to where Satan Claus come in at. Right here. Wait a minute. Other European nations later, France, England, France, and the Netherlands. That's where your Satan Claus at. That's where they at with them old. Here where they at over here. They over there in that. They over there in that area. Right there in that area. All right. Let me keep moving. Let me go right here. Did the original Santa have slaves and not St. Nicholas? Yes, the figure of Santa Claus, particularly in his Dutch predecessor, Santa Claus, had a dark skin, sometimes enslaved or demonic helper called Black Pete, Zwarte Pete. Okay. All right. Who was later whitewashed into elves due to colonial history and slavery. What they doing, they hiding. See, becoming jolly. If you're a white supremacist, just be that. Be that. If you're a devil, just be that. That's why the Most High gonna separate. They want to be lukewarm. They want to be a devil one minute and a so-called saint the next. Lukewarm. Pick one. Soot-covered heifer. We know today not directly tied to the historical Bishop Nicholas, but a cultural evolution. Oh, so this is their culture. This is their culture, huh? This ain't, so why black folks, what black folks got to do with this? Huh? Huh? What this got to do with us? This is white people's culture. Mocking us. Memorizing, commemorating slavery. That's their culture. This is their heritage. See, this is them. You proud of calling us slaves? Okay then. Yeah, be proud of it all. There go your Catholic Pope right there, and there go the slave. Let's see what this says. Saint Nicholas and Black Peter in the Santa Claus parade. Yeah, parade a Negro around and for humiliation rituals and so forth. All right, now. All right, let's see what this says. Now, this is who they run out of Spain and Portugal, the Moors, i.e. Israelites. All right. Yeah, the original, yeah, I read about him earlier. But he's not dressed like the original. The original wasn't a slave master. Let them tell it to the best of my ability. So this is who they talking about. They talking about Pope Nicholas V that created them laws out of thin air for slavery. And they parading it around in front of us and got us participating in the mockery. See, free-thinking folks don't need slave master to tell them when to give. See, you got all year to give. He whom Yahweh set free is free indeed. You got all year to give. You understand? All right, now, I'm going to ask y'all another question. How many of y'all know that it was some gods born on so-called, supposedly born on December 24th, 25th? How many of y'all know that? How many of y'all know that there's some so-called pagan gods born on December 25th? As a matter of fact, let me get to it while I'm waiting on y'all to answer. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. All right, yeah. Let me go on and all right. Now it says I asked the question: how many gods were born on December 25th? It says 10 deities are said to share December 25th as their birthday, including figures like Apollo, Greek god, Attis. I don't know nothing about that. I think Bacchus is a Greek god also. However, the historical accuracy of these claims and many of these do not have confirmed birth dates. Y'all see what's wrong with that? Let me look at y'all for a little while. Y'all see what's wrong with that? They said them pagan gods ain't got no confirmed birth dates. Do y'all see what's wrong with that? I'm gonna wait a few seconds. There's supposed to be some pagan gods that were born on December 25th, right? But they can't confirm that they were born on December 25th. Y'all see what's wrong with that? Well, how do they know? How they know white Jesus was born on 25th then? Why his name ain't up there associated with it? You see what I'm talking about? Huh? Why white Jesus? Yeah, Tammuz. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why they ain't got white Jesus? They can't prove he was born on December. They can't prove that he was born on December 25th. Notice how, you see how I'm gonna have to start doing in videos interrogating AI. I'm starting to get a knack to learn how to interrogate AI when it's lying or being deceptive. I'm gonna have to start interrogating the artificial. What it is, you got these demons programming the computer with half truths and whole lies. That's what it is. Okay. The claim that multiple gods were born on December 25th is common, but the historical accuracy of these assertions is debated. The number of deities traditionally associated with this date is often cited as 10, but many of these claims lack solid. Okay. Let me see what it said. I ain't agreeing to nothing now. Hold on. It want me to agree to something. But I'll do another one. Let me go to the next tab. Okay. Here's another list. 16. This supposed to be 16. All right. Mithras, Osiris, Horus, Krishna, all the way over there in India, Buddha, Attis, Dionysius, Heracles. But anyway, there you go, Arlene. Tammuz, Nimrod, all the way back to Babel, the Tower of Babel. It go all the way back to the Tower of Babel. So you can put white Jesus as a pagan god on there too. You said, why do I say that? Let me look at y'all for a minute. Why did I say put white Jesus as a pagan god? Number one, in the name of white Jesus, the Pope Saint Nick created slavery out of thin air under the name of white Jesus. Number two, you got slave ships. I'm not talking about the Messiah of the Bible, white Jesus. Number two, you got a slave ship named Jesus. Number three, that's the God of the clan. That's their God. They burn crosses and they spill out blood, paying homage to their God. What does that got to do with us? See what I'm saying? That's why you got the so-called Catholic priest right there with the demons. Right here. Right there with the demons. Hold on. Let me share my screen. You got the right there. I can cut this down because it ain't nothing but jingling. Right there with the demons. Right there. What communion does light have with darkness? Did I go back too far? Not up enough. There you. Huh? All right. Let me move on. Now, how many of y'all heard of Jingle Bells? Y'all heard of Jingle Bells? Oh, y'all couldn't even see that. Hold on. Oh, yeah, y'all can see it. Y'all heard of Jingle Bells? Have y'all seen the movie? Have y'all heard of Jingle Bells? I got some Jingle Bells for you. Okay. I know it's a delay. All right, I got some Jingle Bells for y'all. Some of y'all already know what the Jingle Bells what it is. All right. Here y'all go right here. There you go. I got a Bible verse for you. Deuteronomy 28:48. See, can y'all see that? That your Jingle Bell right there. There your Jingle Bell. What Sister Brenda say? Y'all, I'm being nosy now. There you go, Brother Eliyahu. All right, now I got a Bible verse for you. Deuteronomy 28. Matter of fact, let me get through this Bible before I forget. I'm going to go through these Bible verses. I'm going to bring it to a close. Deuteronomy 28:48. All right. Now, this is why we went into worldwide captivity. Oh, yeah, I got some more Bible verses. They go hand in hand with the Pope creating slavery, go hand in hand with all this. I got some more Bible verses. Let me get to this Bible segment of it, because this is the most important part. The word. The word is living and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. This is the most important part. Let me get on this for a minute. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. We looking for man for abundance. We look to the same people that enslave us, that slaughter us, that kill us and mock us. We look to them for abundance. See. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee. Who sent them? Did Satan send them? Did Satan send them? The word said the Most High sent these devils. All right. In hunger, you eating chitlins, eating out the garbage can. Hey, you eating the leftover of the leftovers. And what's left over after that? In thirst, in nakedness, you're wearing croaker sacks for clothes. Can't afford to buy clothes. In want of all things, they make sure to steal and extrapolate all our resources and generation of wealth. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. Y'all can't see that, but here it go right here. 28:48. This enemy shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. That go your jingle bell right there. One of them. The jingle bell I was showing you, that's one of them. That's, they got multiple. But yeah, let's get on into it. Deuteronomy 28:48. That go your yoke of iron right here in the Bible. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth. Okay. Who has been scattered from one end of the earth to the other? Number two, the pale people, they have never been a global majority. It's not enough of them to scatter. The only thing they can do is scatter people. All right. Now, let me read this too. A nation Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. See, we didn't come nowhere speaking English. English didn't even become a language till the 1300s. See that? Y'all see this? Y'all see this word? English didn't even exist till the 1300s. And it's at the end of the earth. You keep going west, you're going to be in Russia. You're going to be right back in the east. You keep going west through Alaska, past California, you're going to be right back in the beginning of the earth. All right. You see that? From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fly, a nation tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance. They don't care if you're old, blind, crippled, crazy. They don't care if you're a baby. They don't care if you're in the womb. They don't care if you're a woman. They don't care they don't care. Which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. All right. He shall eat the fruit of thy cattle. Let me show y'all this. Black folks done lost millions of acres of land, and part of it due to the Klan. All right, let me share this. Black people in the United States have lost approximately 12 million acres of farmland over the past century. Y'all see that? See that? See that? All right, let's get back to the Bible and let's break. These are reoccurring. These are reoccurring curses. Okay. And he shall eat the fruit of your cattle. They go your farmland. They just eating it up, selling it, doing whatever they want to do, the fruit of the land, until he are destroyed, till thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee corn, wine. They ain't leaving us nothing. You see that? All right. He shall besiege thee at all thy gates. All these black towns that's underwater now. They are right a eminent domain. They are right a highway through the black town. That or they'll put it underwater, or they'll flat out send the terrorists in to kill the people and steal the land and steal the money. Here you go right here. No, it's in the Old Testament. We don't read that Old Testament. We under the New Covenant. All right. Don't worry. I once was in the foolishness. Then the Most High showed me why would the Most High give you a whole book and tell you to only study half of it? Go to college somewhere, or go get you a book out of a get you a book from anywhere, and just just read half of it. You're gonna be lost. You ain't gonna know what's going on. You really ain't gonna know what book you read. But it's all right to do it in the Bible though. That's why people is worshiping. They worshiping on the same day the demons is worshiping. So you understand what I'm saying? They worshiping on the same day the clan is worshiping. You understand what I'm saying? They worshiping on the same day people pay homage to pagan gods. You understand? Cause you reading half of the book. You half baked. All right. Let me move back on. All right, now. All right, let me get you some more Bible verses right quick. Hold on. All right. I read Jeremiah 10:23, Deuteronomy 28:48. Oh, I done read all those verses. All right, I got some more about the scattering. Hold on, let's get to this clan first. Hold on. Let's get to this clan. All right, the first Ku Klux Klan. How many of y'all knew that look, that's what is white Christmas. The Klan is all about everything for white people. The first Ku Klux Klan, a vigilante group. Now it's a terror. You see the media. It's a terrorist organization. Let's see. Let's get the definition of a terrorist. Let's do that. Let's get the definition of a terrorist. That's why you got to start interrogating this AI. Okay. A person who engages in terrorism. One who governs by terrorism or intimidation, specifically an agent or partisan of the Revolutionary Tribunal during the reign of terror in France. Let's go to the definition. Terror. Let's see. Intense, overpowering fear. One instill intense fear. The ability to instill intense fear. Death. See that? Death. Violent dread, fright. Y'all see that? But yet, let me see, what was I at? Right here. See, you're gonna start interrogating AI. They done start putting lies in here. But a terrorist group that involved into violent white supremacist secret society. Now, vigilante would indicate that black folks was just going around just killing white people just for nothing. See that? Look at the words they're using. And that's clearly not the case. All right. I'm not saying some wasn't. All right. Now look here. Violent white supremacist secret society was founded on Christmas Eve, December 24, 1865. So So the Klan, who worship white Jesus, some black folks worship white Jesus, celebrating around December 24th also. Can two walk together unless they are agreed? All right. The group was established in Pulaski, Tennessee by 6 Confederate Army veterans as a fraternal social club, and they initially used ludicrous. I'm not going to keep going. This was the goal from the. They act like this was the goal from the get-go. If you look at how they did in the Civil War, they just didn't like black folks, and then you had a Jew funding them. What was it? Judah P. Benjamin funded them. Yeah. So when they come around talking about it's the Jews, I'm gonna have to do a video showing you how many of y'all know that the Ashkenazi were more German than Hitler. Did y'all know that? I'm gonna stop sharing. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Did y'all know that the Ashkenazi are more German than Hitler? Did y'all know that? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why in a minute. I'm gonna show you why. Notice Yiddish is a German language. Did y'all know that? I'm waiting. I know it's a delay. I'm gonna type in and show you what I'm talking about. Let me see what y'all. I saw a type. Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, I'm gonna show you why the Ashkenazis were more German than Hitler. Here you go, right here. Now look, he was born in Austria and became a citizen. See that? Y'all see that? Huh? Y'all see that? There you go. There it is. You see that? So, they language of Ashkenazis. Let's see here. It ain't giving me what I want. Let me get back over here to the encyclopedia. Let me get back over here to the encyclopedia. See that? There it is. That's what they speak right there. That's what they speak right there. See, there it is. They just use Hebrew letters with their language. There it is right there. All right, now let me get back on track. Let me see here. Let me see. That's just another witness running around here dressed in sheets and hoods and stuff. Now you keep this in mind. Don't forget this. That remember, Spain and Portugal was the first countries to adopt the slavery, right? Okay. Let me do this while I'm thinking about it. Here goes Spain. Here goes Spain right here. See that? Remember, they were the first ones after so-called Saint Nick created slavery. They was Spain and Portugal was the first ones to start enslaving our people. They go to long heads. They go to long heads, and here you go. And they go to clan over here. See that? Y'all see that? All right. All right. Yeah. I'm going through stuff. Hold on. I'm going through, see where I'm at. All right, let me see here. It's back to the Dutch. Let's see. I think I done made my point. Sometimes I be going overboard. But yeah, I'm just going through my notes to see what I got. All right. Oh yeah, let me get to these Bible verses. Let me get to these Bible verses. Yep. Let's get to these Bible verses about us being scattered. Remember, Pope Nicholas V and the Catholics created laws for slavery, right? But let's go to the Bible and see how the Most High said this was gonna happen to us because we're rebellious and hard-headed. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's get to some of these Bible verses. Now, if this ain't us, then who is it? There's only one group of people that's been paraded all over, that went into captivity all over the earth. Now, don't forget, before the Catholics got involved, the Arabs was doing it about 1,200 years before them. So we're being scattered east, and then the Europeans got involved. So that's the whole earth. The Bible is saying his people are going to be scattered worldwide. Deuteronomy 4:27. And Yahweh scattered you among the people, and ye remain men of number among the nation where Yahweh will lead you there. Remember, he said he's going to send an enemy against us. All right. And Yahweh scattered thee among all peoples from the end of the earth, even to the end of the earth. And thou served their other gods, which were known not, which thou knewest not, there in thy fathers, wood and stone. Wood and stone. Christian cross, and they got that old, a lot of some of our people got into that of Islam, that cobblestone Islam, and this old wooden cross of Christianity. All right. And I will scatter you among the nations and draw. Now this is deep right here. Leviticus 26:33. You wondering why these people is hell bent on killing us? Here you go right here. I will scatter you. It's got to be a lot of you, family. Not the global minority of recessive white genes. You got to have dominant genes to survive captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity. Not people with recessive genes which can be erased. Not people that can't work out in the sun. Cancer gonna kill them. The sun alone restricts their reproduction because you're getting DNA damage. But nevertheless, let me keep going. All right. He said, see, it's got to be a bunch of you. Remember, he told Abraham he was going to multiply his seed as numerous in the stars in the sky and the sands on the sea. You ever tried to count sand? Now, keep that in mind. There's so many Negroes or Israelites that he can scatter you all over the earth and at the same time start killing you off. And it still be plenty of you left. I will scatter you among the nations and draw out a sword after you, and your land was a desert, and your city shall be desolation. Okay? Yeah. I just wanted to show y'all that. Let me keep going. Yeah, I told y'all that they keeping this thing going. Hey, let them do them. But when you start lying on the Bible and the Most High, then you're gonna get checked. Keep your nose out of the Most High's business. And if you like demonism, go on over there with your demonism. That's how come the same group of people will build bone churches. The same people got gargoyles on their church, look like demons. I need to do a video about that. Same people. And some of us try to reason. I'll try. But I'm not going to, I'm going to see. What I normally do, I feel people out. You know, I did time. I was around a bunch of different men. I could pretty much tell which ones to watch. But yeah, I learned to feel people out. Don't go around people looking like your dinner, because they're going to eat your lot. They're going to eat your lunch. They're going to clean your clock. But nevertheless, oh, here you go. Here these bone churches. See, there you go. Look. St. Nick, Roman Casket Chapel, located beneath the Cemetery Church of All Saints. But yeah, the Bible strictly prohibits this. But yeah, this is what you would expect out of a devil. I don't know how else to tell you. All right, family. Anybody want to come up? Anybody want to come up? Let me put the chat in. Anybody got anything they want to say? I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Come up. Anybody got anything they want to say? Try to keep it on topic. I'm gonna wait a few seconds. I'm gonna put the music on. Anybody come up, I'll just stop the music. How about that? All right, Shalom, family. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds before I go in there. I'm gonna wait a few more seconds. It's about to be a full hour. All right.
About your goodness, Yahshua, and what you've done for me. Oh, I don't deserve anything you've done for me, and I don't deserve that you laid your life for me. Over and over, I let you down. Over and over, you stayed around. Unconditionally, you keep on loving me, loving me. That's why you are so holy. That's why you are holy. That's why you are holy. Oh yeah, you are holy. I'm calling you Yah Almighty. You are Yah the Mighty. Heaven ain't going to heaven, ain't going to heaven. You better watch your mouth when you're talking about who it is you reppin'. There are crazy people who seduce you for your soul. Everything that glitters don't always turn to gold. Whoa. Sometimes it's hard to believe when you're going through it. Trying to give my very best, so I'm trying to keep the faith. I know you got my back, I don't have to worry. You don't ever sleep, 'cause you are holy. You are holy. You are holy. Holy. And you're oh so almighty. You are so